on.
They can't hear you. You look insane.
Mic check, mic check, mic check. There's Betty from LATCO.
What up, y'all?
So, LATCO, y'all chill out over there for a second. Kenny's up first, and then we're going to bring you guys in with Kenny. They all turned in unison. Well, they're an improv troupe.
Like
they know how this game works.
Like it was simultaneous. It was cool.
Shout out to LATCO.
Major shout out to LATCO.
Dude, LATCO, we're going to talk about this on the air. They have a brick and mortar now. They're offering classes for improv. They don't know it yet. I'm going to sponsor a free class giveaway. I'm also going to buy a chair. Do I buy a chair? Is my name on the chair? Can I put Geaux Rouge on the chair? Dude, so hyped up. You ready?
I'll tell you what, Kenny, say two things for me real quick.
All right, two things real quick.
That's perfect.
There you go.
Hippopotamus.
Yeah.
Hippopotamus.
Lyrics are bottomless.
What's your favorite
Flight of the Conchords reference, by the way.
What's your favorite
Yeah, I know.
Christmas
You
song?
like that?
Love it.
Yeah.
Actually, we
geeking
have a segment on the show with Louisiana Association of Business and Industry, and I'm getting an intro cut for it right now, and it's going to include "It's business time." All right, y'all ready?
Yes. We're on Facebook Live. I'm ready, man. Tell me when. It's time for another episode of the Geaux Rouge Show. This is host Franz Borghardt. Geaux Rouge Show is a show that showcases the best parts in Baton Rouge, leaders and entrepreneurs, artists, musicians, and the culinary folks that make this city outstanding. We have Brian Haldane behind Master Control. Brian, you doing okay?
Man, I'm awesome. I couldn't be better.
Merry Christmas, man. Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
So, before we jump into a awesome pre-Christmas special episode, and it's special because normally we record on Tuesdays, but we're doing it today on Monday so we can get one more in before Christmas. And I'm particularly excited, Brian, because the next time you hear the Geaux Rouge Show, it's going to be on the airwaves on Talk 107.3 Saturdays at noon, man.
That's correct.
Saturdays at noon.
There you go.
So we're moving from podcast to radio show. It's very exciting. So before we jump into our first guest, Kenny, let's talk to you about our sponsors. Geaux Rouge Show is brought to you by the following sponsors: Realtor Brittany Melanson at Keller Williams Red Stick Partners. Buy it, sell it, post it. She's a go-to realtor person. She's doing great things in her industry. Also, the law offices of Smith, Shanklin and Sosa, a premier go-to personal injury law firm, the Louisiana Tech Park, and Sullivan Steakhouse, and, of course, the Borghardt Law Firm.
Of course.
The Borghardt Law Firm. Criminal defense firm, Borghardt Law Firm. All right, so we're going to jump in because we have our first half is awesome, Brian. We've got Kenny Nguyen from 368. We're going to be talking about hidden gems in Baton Rouge, which will include LATCO. LATCO is our second guest, and they're going to tell us about their improv troupe, their new brick and mortar in Mid-City, also some of their shows. And by the way, Brian, you can take improv classes through LATCO.
Just to be clear, Hidden Gem is spelled G-E-M. You're not talking about like a place to work out.
No, not a workout place.
Okay.
There's nothing
It's a
about me
mental
that
workout.
spells G-Y-M.
Okay.
So, Kenny, how's it going, man?
Dude, I love it, man. Thanks for having me on here.
No problem. So, look, they need to know Kenny and I are kind of partners in crime when it comes to food, when it comes to doing experiences. Kenny puts on a lot of events in Baton Rouge. I try to attend most of them, and I thought it'd be fun to
You do
have.
a good job.
I do it okay,
Yeah,
man. I support you as a friend.
You do a pretty good job.
So I want to talk about the places in Baton Rouge and people in Baton Rouge that Baton Rougeans may not know about that they absolutely need to either experience or try. That's why we're having LATCO on. Now, not that LATCO is underrepresented, because they're kind of a thing now, but they're an example, right? Of
Love
hey,
LATCO.
Yeah, if you haven't gone to an improv show,
Shame on you.
Yeah, shame
Yeah,
on
that's
you.
a way nicer way to put it.
Yeah, like what are you doing?
Yeah,
You're doing
what
Baton
are
Rouge
you
wrong.
doing?
So let's jump in. I'm going to start first. One of my favorite spots that you introduced me to that is a hidden gem, G-E-M, is
Established now.
LTO. We've talked about it before.
Undisputed, man.
Best Mexican
Undisputed.
restaurant in Baton Rouge, and I know that's a bold statement. It's in a little strip mall on Burbank. It looks dicey. I'm just going to say it.
Yes.
You walk in and you're watching Telemundo or Judge Judy in Spanish.
Or MTV Trace.
Or MTV Trace.
Yeah. I go there enough to actually pay
ESPN
attention.
Ocho. So you go in and the food is delicious. It's reasonably priced. I'm a regular there now. Like, I don't even have to
Dude,
she just smiles at me and says, "You want your normal?" And I'm like,
It's more than reasonably priced. It is, in my opinion, the undisputed best place to get tacos in Baton Rouge.
and see,
And
I
that
don't
answer
even,
will never change.
so I'm on the low carb diet, so I don't even get tacos there. I get the meat plate.
which is great enough.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Brian, best you can feed your entire family probably for under $40.
Amen.
I think we need to do a little challenge here sometime in 2020 and just go head to head. Because I'm an El Rio Grande guy, and you'd be hard pressed to talk me out of it.
There's nothing wrong with chump. There's nothing wrong with wanting chump Mexican food. I'm joking. I've never been to El Rio Grande.
Wow. Yeah.
I've drove past
it.
I drove past it. It's on Florida, right?
It is on Florida, right across from Frank's
Now, I
Smokehouse.
will say this. Some of the best restaurants in Baton Rouge, they live on Florida Boulevard.
Dude, La Morenita, have you been there?
I have not. Tell me about it.
That was another place that I went to because of my friend Adrian Owen. She was like, I know you're a big LTO fan, but you got to try La Morenita. And it's a giant Hispanic supermarket where you can go in and order like meats and like things from like.
Where's it? On Sherwood?
It's on Florida Boulevard.
There's one on Sherwood I've gone to, a market.
Ideal Market.
Ideal Market. Yeah, that place is really good. The carne asada there is really good. But at La Morenita, like that place has some really good chicken tacos. It's kind of like served to you like buffet style, or more like you pick the things that you want and it goes into the taco. But you know, I gotta give it to them. Like LTO is just something special, man.
Look, there's probably nothing
That's
wrong
our gem, though. I feel bad for sharing it.
You know,
like,
there's places in Baton Rouge we don't want to share because we don't want too many people to discover it because we're never going to be able to eat there. But in the same breath, we want them doing well so that we can continue to love them.
That is the place.
All right, so let's keep going. So where else? Where else?
Man, you know about Omi, though.
Dude, Omi is one of the best Asian restaurants. It's on Essen. Brian's making a face like he's never heard of it before.
You haven't heard
It used
of
to
Omi?
be where Vincent's is. It is one of the best Asian. It's Japanese. It's Chinese.
Wait, this is right there.
Dude, right next to the interstate.
Yeah, right there by Andreasen.
It's a game changer. And it's on major
Sichuan food.
Yeah, major food delivery. And I'm going to talk about Waiter for a second. Love Waiter.
I love Waiter, too.
So Waiter, it's one of those foods that is actually as good when it's delivered as it is in the restaurant. For whatever reason, dude, the spicy chicken with the red peppers. Dude, Omi on Jefferson, it's on a little service road. One of the best Asian restaurants in town, besides, of course, Soji.
Oh, thank you for that.
Yeah.
We actually went to that place to go try food there when Chef was actually helping build the menu. I mean, we got the mapo tofu there, the Chongqing chicken. That was delicious. But that place it's just authentic and really good classic like Sichuan food there, which is so hard pressed to find, like kind of like the dim sum place on Airline.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really think about that.
So while we're on the Asian train, can we talk Rama?
Yeah, Rama.
Now look, we got
also
some good.
We got
some good
dicey.
sketch. We got some dicey Thai places. Thai
but
pepper.
Adds to the flavor though.
Yeah, Rama. My wife loves Rama. It's awesome Thai. My son, who's 4, can't deal with like the mirrors and everything that's going on. But dude, the food is so good. So good. That corridor has some good little gems in there.
Amen to that.
So over the overpass, I can't think of the name of the little diner restaurant. It's
Zealand?
Zealand.
Zealand, the best. That's my breakfast place. I love
right
Zealand.
across from Garden District Coffee.
Yep.
So
Preach.
Another little gym I have in there, and I am a La Divina Italian cafe like whore. I love that place.
Own it, man.
Dude, my wife has gotten to the point where she's like, you eat there every day. And I'm like, you're damn right I do. That's the best breakfast in Baton Rouge. And you know what I get for breakfast? I get a Brussels sprout dish with eggs on top of it. It's a side dish. It is phenomenal.
Dude, pro tip, because like Ruby Slipper's right next door to La Divina, and Ruby Slipper's always overcrowded.
Right, that's why.
Just drop it on La Divina,
really?
And they take care
People
of you
missing
from
out
start to
then.
finish. Yeah, they take care of you from start to finish. They're fantastic.
Yeah. So Mestizos, I think people know about Mestizos, but they're one of my favorite like Cajun Mexican feel to it, and they're doing some off the wall like keto menu and all that.
Cauliflower rice.
Yeah, let's talk barbecue.
Hannah Q.
Have you gone to Hannah Q yet?
No,
dude. Hannah Q. It's on Government. It's kind of innocuous. You drive past it, you don't think some of the best barbecue. And look, I love BRQ. We went to Sonny's this weekend.
Sonny's is good.
Sonny's is very good.
Hannah Q is something special though, man, because they're just slinging some good food there. Like that mac and cheese there also is really good. Like they know good flavor profile there.
So, okay, let's keep the train going. Brian, is there any places you think are hidden gems?
I mean, there's a couple. Like, for example, everybody knows Tony's Seafood for seafood, right?
Right.
What about Montalbano's?
Where's that?
Ooh,
What's
what is
that?
Montalbano's is on Florida Boulevard, right by Sonny's, actually, across Florida Boulevard from Sonny's, behind Sherwood Forest, basically.
Okay.
Super hidden gem. The go-to item there is the boiled shrimp po' boy.
Got you.
Ooh.
So I want to go.
Sounds good.
I was telling someone recently, you know Gary Chambers. I was telling Gary, I want a list of must-try North Baton Rouge restaurants, and I want to just make a run because there are probably great restaurants out there that I don't ever have a reason to go out to North Baton Rouge.
Besides Tony's.
Besides Tony's, look, everybody knows about Blue Store, and Blue Store is kind of all over the place now.
Dude,
Doe's.
undisputed best fried chicken, man.
Can we talk Doe's? I know you
I have
haven't
not
been to Doe's. Have you been to Doe's?
Yes.
Doe's is one of the best. I'm going to say it. One of the best. Hope Sullivan's is not listening. They're one of our sponsors. Doe's is one of the best steakhouses in Baton Rouge.
Really?
Dude, Doe's, they have the best tamales.
You're talking about Doe's as a hidden gem, though? That's like saying this
people-
Justin Timberlake
A
kid
lot of
might catch
people
on.
have never been to Doe's.
I've never been. He got me to go to Roberto's River Road restaurant the other
dude.
day.
Have you been
and
to
I started
Roberto's?
trusting him.
Swear by Roberto's, yes.
Is Roberto's Baton Rouge? I think it is. Or is it at the cusp of
I like
of
to
Iberville?
claim Roberto's.
What else would you
Baton
call
Rouge.
it? It's
Iberville.
Greater Baton Rouge.
It's near St. Gabriel.
Definitely St.
counts.
Gabriel. But we still want to claim him.
Look, we got about 2 minutes left. So Doe's, you need to go to Doe's. Where else are we missing?
John Seafood. You talking about North Baton Rouge, John Seafood. Our team is there all the time. I think the fish there is incredible. The catfish.
Like what kind of fish?
Catfish, man. Fried catfish, incredible over there. Like, I love that stuff. I mean, if you want me to run through my list, man, like
So have you been to Crawford's?
no.
Crawford's on Star. And
Educate me. Preach.
speaking of fried catfish, bring your team on a Friday evening. It's all you can eat catfish or fried shrimp, and they fry. You know places you go to and they just fry the food right. It's a diner. And I hate to call places. I hate to say that places look sketchy, but there is this vibe of when you pull in, you're going to be like, man, where did Franz send me? Crawford's on Starring is one of the best catfish joints.
Right across from that
Yeah, they have
Popeyes?
the giant blow up catfish.
I know what you're talking
that
about.
looks
Yeah, it's good.
kind of weird, dude.
I want to check it out
Dude,
now.
it's weird. We got about 1 minute left. Kenny, what's going on, man? Anything going on that you can talk about in the last minute?
Man, I just want to talk food, man. If we're talking food,
We need to make a food run,
La Salvadorina, you been there?
dude. I've heard.
Dude, that place
I've
is
heard
great.
about it. I've
Blue
heard about it.
food truck. There's one near LSU. God, the carne asada and I actually think the hidden food in there is their fried chicken. The pollo con tajadas. It's fried chicken topped
Battered?
with plantains.
Or just fried.
It's battered.
Okay.
And it's delicious, man. But right near there is another place I've been wanting to try is Dorothy's Soul Food Kitchen, which I heard great things about. Right on Gardier.
So what we're going to do is we're going to make a list. Kenny and I, guys, are going to make a list, and we're going to post it on the Facebook Live. By the way, we're Facebook Live right now on 107.3. If you share the post, if you share the video, you get a chance to win one of these Geaux Rouge hats. We gave away
Rock
2
it.
hats from Sweet Baton Rouge today. Share it, and then also tag Geaux Rouge. But look, we're going to transition. We're going to post these food places we've suggested, but we're going to transition. We've got LATCO. You want to stick around for LATCO?
yeah, I love to see that.
LATCO, can we borrow you guys? I'm going to scooch over. Am I still in frame? Okay. So you guys are going to share these 2 microphones. So we've got Betty, TC, and then we got another dude. Moss. Moss, I've seen you perform recently, but I didn't know your name, so I apologize.
Okay.
Guys, a lot of exciting stuff is
Oh my
happening at LATCO right now.
Can
Leather
you even-
Apron Theater Company, LATCO.
That's us.
All right, so tell us a little bit about what's going on. Improv, citywide improv's going on these days.
Yep.
Classes, brick and mortar.
Oh my gosh. Can you believe it? I can't this week. I guess last week. It's now Monday. It all blurs together, honestly. Yeah, we just signed the lease on our first brick and mortar
Congratulations,
space.
man.
So
That's
we're
awesome.
we're really pumped. It's been 4 years in the making of just kind of starting as a practice group and then moving kind of in this direction, classes, performances, and all that stuff. And honestly, I'm going to give you the inside scoop.
I'm ready.
Which is that I think every year we've done this, we've wanted to do a brick and mortar, and we always have to come together and be like, is this the year? And then we're always like, no. and
It's a big thing.
It's a
to
big
to
move.
rent
Space.
Yeah.
It's like
you're financially responsible at this point.
Absolutely. It is. It's huge. And, we've always been bouncing around. And the great thing about what we do and why we're lucky to do it is that we all do it because we love it. It's none of our primary gigs. So really it's passion project for all 3 of us.
You work at Knock Knock?
No, I work now at Neighbors.
Neighbors. Okay,
Federal
cool.
Credit Union. Yep.
Oops.
Oh, it's okay.
I still like Knock Knock. And hey, Neighbors, I pay Knockers. I do like Knockers.
Hey.
And then improv. And then what's y'all's day jobs? If you don't mind me asking.
I work for the Secretary of State. I feel like this is
I used to work for the Secretary of State in the legal division a long time ago. Yeah.
Oh,
My first lawyer
yeah.
job.
Yeah, I'm in the elections division.
Cool. Very cool.
So yeah, that's what I do in my free time.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
2020 is a big year for Michael in more than one way because,
Congrats.
folks, we got an election coming up.
Also snowboard. That's an Arc'teryx jacket, so I recognize that.
I snowboarded once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was asking about this
One time.
jacket.
Yeah.
It's all right. I own North Face material,
Yeah.
and I don't deserve North
Well, I
Face material.
got a Patagonia hat and like everything like that, but
Well, let me ask this, and it's TC. You have a day job too, right? Or you just
Well, it's kind of a.
Somewhat, yeah. I think it's a little irregular in comparison, but I'm a full-time actor, so I'm able to make
cool.
my money doing that.
I didn't want to leave you out.
I really appreciate that. At any point, you can leave me in, leave me out.
I like it.
Stop.
So so how long have you guys been doing improv in Baton Rouge, and how many people do y'all have? I called it a troupe.
Yeah.
Or company.
Yeah,
Well, that's how we started. So it's kind of funny now that we're more of an organization. But yeah, we've been doing it for 4 years, kind of all together. And TC can tell the story of how it all started because I kind of came a little bit afterwards.
A little bit, yeah. I was in Chicago for 5 years studying and performing improv, which was great. And then I moved back, and I love Southern Louisiana. My heart's here. This is my home. But I really missed improv. And so Michael Moss was actually an inspiration for me. He saw me pouting around town. And he said, just start doing something, And so we did, and we started, I started teaching people in, the community room at Whole Foods. And then from that, it just started growing and growing. And then Betty moved back from Houston probably 6 months after I'd gotten back.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when it really boomed. She was kind of the match that lit the powder keg that we were building, and ever since then, we've just been growing and building and expanding.
Right.
Yeah.
How many people do you guys have in your company? Because last show I went to was 3, but there's been times where it's been more or less.
So we actually earlier this year we actually restructured a little bit. So from our earliest days at Whole Foods, the community room, it was kind of like whoever wanted to come came, and so we had people kind of rotate in and out. We've had people who have been part of our group who've moved away. We've had people who've moved back and rejoined us. So that initial troupe that we had, the kind of the LATCO, we usually call, what do we call it? The LATCO, the OGs or something.
OGs,
Who even
yes.
is. That group has ranged anywhere from 6 to 8 people, sometimes down to 5. But then this year we actually did our first open auditions for house troops. So we kind of just wanted to switch things up. I think really important with comedy, with performance, and just with anything in general. I think if you don't constantly reinvent and kind of retool, then things can get stale and they can get old, and we never want to do that. So I think just giving new people in the community an opportunity, people who had taken our classes, just even people off the street. So we basically held open auditions. We said, it doesn't matter if you've taken classes with us. It doesn't matter if you have no performance experience at all. Come actually, the guys at Soji let us use their space for our auditions. This was literally us everywhere. It's like any space in Baton Rouge that you can think of, we've done something there.
Right. Guru is one of my favorite spaces that I've.
Yeah, we've done things at your office.
We got a real squatter situation.
Literally, we are squatting in every space in town. Well,
I do criminal defense. I understand.
Yeah. Please don't kick us out.
No.
But anyway, so we had these open auditions, and we formed 2 new house troops from the auditions, and it was great. So now both of those house troops, they're called Bang Bang and Dirty Karma. They have about 6 people each on the team, so it's really fun and kind of brand new for us.
So you guys also offer classes, which one of the reasons I wanted to keep Kenny around is Kenny and I have talked about it before, and I think I've interviewed you guys before.
Yeah.
We've talked about how improv is associated with leadership skills. Forbes has done multiple articles on it. So you guys offer improv classes, and it doesn't matter how much or how little experience you have. You can just come and learn how to do improv, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. I think improv for me is one of those things. I went to high school here in Baton Rouge, and I never liked anything. I tried it all. I'd done sports. I did everything, and nothing ever really clicked. And then once I found improv, it was like the heavens opened up. I was like, oh, this is my thing, finally, So we're excited to have that opportunity for people. It's fine if you want to move, but if you want to learn and study improv here, you can. It helps with your listening skills, your empathy, your willingness to face your fears, because that's all what improv is. You never know what's going to happen, so you have to jump off that cliff and trust that that you'll build the parachute kind of as you're falling down.
So one of the keys for me, and I use it in my day in and day out lawyer gig, and then also I occasionally do stand up comedy with Kenny and Omar, and we're going to talk Omar Finley in classes in a second, because it's my understanding y'all also are going to maybe be offering some classes through Omar.
Yeah.
Listening.
Yep.
If you're listening, and it's difficult to listen and act at the same time, but if you can get listening down, for me in my profession particularly, it's powerful.
Well, that's so often you can tell, especially once you start doing improv, you start learning so much about yourself and other people. So often you can see in other people's eyes they're just waiting for their opportunity to talk.
Right.
And once you really just start engaging and really listening, active listening, it changes your entire world.
Yeah, it really does. And I think like what you said, the listening piece is important, and people are like, it's hard to listen and act, but it's actually when you hone in on the listening, the acting or the reacting rather is so easy, because it's like literally just listen and have a response to what is being said. But when you're writing in your head, it's like literally impossible. And it is.
I like the fact that you just said writing in your head.
That's what it is.
Because that's how that's how it looks.
Can I just say, Baton Rouge, it drives me cuckoo bananas. Do not be writing in your head when you're talking to me, because it really is tough. You just feel like you're not with somebody whenever they're kind of in their own little thing. And my favorite thing about improv is the ability to be fully present. I get off stage and people are like, "Oh my God, I love what you did." I promise you, I don't know what I just did the last 20 minutes, because every moment stays exactly in the moment that it was in, and I probably could never recall it to you again. Those are my best shows. Those are our best shows, where it's like, I cannot tell you what we just did for the last 20 minutes, but I know I had the best time of my life. Yeah.
So we need to talk about the brick and mortar, because there's a way for the community to get involved and help support you guys.
Yep.
We got about 3 minutes, so talk about the brick and mortar, what we can do, and then talk about how we can connect with you guys to take some of these classes, whether it's with you guys or Omar. Where do I find LATCO?
Yeah, awesome. So I'm going to take this question and field it all the way home, because I actually am a professional fundraiser by trade, I literally was texting them the other day, and I said, I'm pretty sure my whole career has been building to this moment to really be able to fundraise for the thing I truly care about the most. Promise you, when I got into fundraising when I was 22 years old, I was like, what am I doing right now? Why am I learning to get money from people? But now I know why, because I love this so much, and I'm so glad to be able to bring this to our group as a skill to be able to fund our space. So our space is going to be right across from Radio Bar. We're super excited. We're in the Ogden Park Shopping Center.
Like it.
We're right to the right of Bricks and Bombs, and we have classes still available. We only have 2 spots in our adult improv classes left. So those are available on LATCOcomedy.com. You can go online and register.
You only have one left, because I'm buying one and I'm going to give it away on social media.
Okay, so we only have one left. Thank you, Franz.
Fundraising.
We appreciate you.
Just even try. So stay tuned. I'm going to make a social media post next week, post Christmas, about I'll buy the class.
Yeah.
And I'll coordinate with you guys.
That's perfect. Okay, guys, we only have one class left, and we're going to charge more. And we actually have teen classes available now, too.
Okay.
First time we're doing teen classes are going to be on Saturday mornings. So if anybody has a kid out there that they kind of don't know what they're going to do, I was the same as TC. I was not good at sports or anything, really. I played some instruments. I was okay at it. Have them sign up for the class. But if you just love what we do and you want to see these performances and you want to help us build out this space, we are also doing some fundraising. So if you go to LATCOcomedy.com, you're able to donate. We do have some incentive items. If you donate $250, you will be able to name a chair in the space. You can name it kind of whatever you want, just nothing rude.
Borghardt
nothing, maybe with expletives in it. But we also have levels under that. And I always like to stress every dollar counts. We've amazingly raised a little over $4,000 so far, and the campaign's only been going on a couple of days.
Goal?
15,000.
We're gonna get there.
Hey, baby.
I'm buying a chair from the firm, and then, dude, y'all just keep doing what you're doing. We're about running out of time, but look, LATCO, great to go. Sorry, great to go see a performance, and you guys post performances. Generally, you guys are coupled with other performing groups, whether it's Omar Finley, whether it's another event or something. Definitely the classes. I haven't taken the class yet. I want to take the class.
Tisk.
I know, well, but I'm
I'm
getting you on the radio, dude. So I'm doing my part.
Right. I'm bad.
So
yeah.
Yes. So thank you guys for coming in. We got some Geaux Rouge hats for you guys over there.
Hat.
We're gonna take a break, Brian, and then we're gonna come back with the second half.
That's correct. Don't go away on Facebook Live. The break is just for our podcast audience.
Cool. All right. So grab a hat. I've got 3 hats there. If you don't wear hats, I was going to say, if you don't wear hats, I will not get offended if you don't take one.
I even have the perfect hairstyle for a hat.
That's for the next guest.
Bald as hell.
So if y'all take a picture with you guys wearing, I know it's cheesy, but if you take a picture, I'll post it on.
Yeah.
Shoot me an email. Do you have my email address? It's franz@borghardtlawfirm.com. Super easy.
Okay.
Shoot me an email. I'll go on and pay for the class, and then shoot me a super easy. This is how you buy a chair.
Okay.
The class will give away the class. Are we still audio on there?
Well, audio Facebook
Yeah.
Live,
Yeah. So we're gonna give away next week. I'll coordinate with you. We'll do a. Hey, look, you gotta go like the LATCO page. You gotta go like the Geaux Rouge page. You need to share this post, and then you'll have a chance to win. And then I'll let you guys pick the drawing.
Cool.
And then
Fun.
Your next class is when?
Starting January 20th.
We need to go take that class. We should take that class.
Maybe you'll win.
That would be, maybe Kenny wins. Rigged. All right, guys, y'all be good. Thank you. CC, appreciate it. Boss, pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Send me those emails, okay?
I will.
All right, guys.
Are we taking a pic?
Yes, y'all need to take a pic.
You want us to take one in any place in particular? Does it matter?
Dude, right in front of the 107.3 sign, man. So Facebook Live, we're transitioning. We're going to have Patrick Gremillion come in from the Patty G Show. You're going to like this guy, Brian. This guy is running an entrepreneur podcast. He's just out of school. He works for an accounting firm. Really cool guy. And then we're going to have Jason from the Baton Rouge Gallery, the director of the Baton Rouge Gallery, come on and talk about the Surreal Salon Soiree. One second, Facebook.
Yeah. The Surreal Salon Soiree.
Yes. It's actually a big Baton Rouge event.
Okay.
Kenny, share the Facebook one. 107.3. All right, Patrick, you ready?
Come on in.
Patrick, this is Brian Haldane. Haldane.
Nice to meet you.
Have a seat, man. Relax. We're going to start segment 2 in about 2 seconds.
Okay.
After they get done, so we don't have the ambient noise, so to speak. I'm not sure, and I can't see the comments, Brian, on Talk 107.3. Are there any comments?
I don't have it open. Hang on.
That's okay. I don't see any comments, but I don't know if it's better to share it or do a watch party.
I did a watch party for the Patty G Show.
Okay.
So.
Well, we're doing a watch party.
No, we're good right now.
Thank you, guys.
Dude, you're an angel, man. Thank you so much. I'm gonna hit you up by February. Do it.
You gonna get Kenny on there?
Mm-hmm. And them, and LATCO.
Kenny's very good. So I'm doing watch party right now. All right, so ready to kick off the second segment? This is Franz Borghardt. Welcome back to the second segment of the Geaux Rouge Show. This is episode 6. We're at Talk 107.3. Masters Controls is Brian Haldane. Look, before we jump into our next 2 guests, I think it's important to mention our sponsors. We got Sullivan's Steakhouse, Louisiana Tech Park, the law offices of Smith, Shanklin, Sosa, a premier go-to personal injury law firm. These guys are not the guys that stand on the billboard or stand on a truck and are on a billboard. These guys get things done. We got Realtor Brittany Melanson at Keller Williams Red Stick Partners, one of the best realtors in Baton Rouge. She lists it, buys it, sells it. She's awesome. And then lastly, the Borghardt Law Firm. So in segment 2, or the second part of the episode, we've got Patrick Gremillion, Brian. Patrick Gremillion is an entrepreneur. He works for an accounting firm, and he also runs a podcast called The Patty G Show. I like the podcast. It's kind of nice. Look, man, I remember what it was like to start a podcast. So we got him on here to talk a little bit about the stuff he's doing, why he's doing it, how you can get involved. Look, man, Brian will tell you. Richard Sprinkle and I do a podcast radio show called Legally Unfiltered. And in the beginning, it was rough. Like we've gone through phases of equipment and like trying to figure out what we're doing. So it's a tough endeavor, man. So
Yeah.
welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
It's not as laid back as later tonight. I'm going to be on the Patty G show, Brian, and I'm going to be smoking cigars on his studio, which is his porch, which is awesome.
Yeah, we're not allowed to smoke in here.
I know we're not. I've been told. So, anyways, man, what's going on? Tell me how you're juggling everything.
Very delicately.
Yes.
Very, very delicately. So it's, I work, my regular 9 to 5, or I guess 7:30 to 4:30 is at an accounting firm,
Right.
Pont and Bryan, great local accounting firm here in Baton Rouge. And then in the afternoon, I kind of got bored, I needed something to do after the 9 to 5, and so I started the Patty G show. And it's very time consuming because, like you said, you have to get all the equipment, you have to learn everything.
Wrangle guests.
Wrangle guests. Yes, that's the hardest part.
The
to do.
hardest part really is, and I'll tell you. Look, I have a great deal of respect for Brian, who does a morning show every morning for 2 hours. Jada Cody does a 2-hour show every day. It is tough to have guests lined up, interesting guests with good contents every day. Now, Brian is good. He has a format that has different segments, and you'll have a lot of repeat offenders. I'm a regular on his show. But, man, getting the guests is the hardest part.
Absolutely.
Because there is, to a certain degree, until you become legitimate, people are kind of skeptical. They're like,
Bro, look, I'm over here on my phone the entire time you're doing the show today trying to scrounge people up for Thursday.
I'm going to be on there Thursday.
So, well, yeah, you'll be on Thursday, but that's half an hour. I still got another hour and a half to go, man.
But let me tell you, man, until you get established, though, when you invite somebody to go, there's that awkward let me check my schedule. I don't know if I have time to be on your radio show. Are you a radio show? I'm not really sure you're a radio show. So, man, you're how many episodes in are you now?
So we are 12 episodes in.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. And we started 2.5 months ago, and we've missed 1 week.
Okay.
Since doing
It
it every
happens.
single
It's
week.
all right.
And it happens, and it's fine. And then so far we have 8 guests already locked in for January and December. So
what's the
rocking and
idea
rolling.
behind the podcast? It's entrepreneurs, right?
Oh, it's entrepreneurs or business leaders or owners in the area. And so an entrepreneur to me isn't necessarily somebody who owns a business. You can be entrepreneurial within a business. And so it's
Tell
finding
me more.
those individuals that think outside the box,
Right.
that solve problems, that somebody says do task A and they say okay, and they do it a different way somebody wouldn't else
Sure.
have done, but it still gets it accomplished. And so the point of the show is to find those people in Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas and tell their stories. I give them an hour, hour and a half, however long they want
Right.
to just
That's a long time.
It is a very long time.
We may run out of things to talk about tonight.
I think we'll flow with it.
Right,
It's-
right.
It's very conversational.
So the tag of the show is the place for thought-provoking business discussions with people from all walks of life. So what I liked about what you're doing, and it hits home with me because that's kind of, I do a non-business only, non-entrepreneur only show.
Right.
But what I like about what you're doing is you're giving these people a platform to talk about what they're doing. Now, whether it's me, whether it's Kenny, whether it's somebody else, having a platform is important, especially when you're starting out a small business, right? Because, I've been to the Pitch BR events. I MC the Pitch BR events, and I hear about some of these businesses, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. You need to get your message out, and they're just looking at me like, they really don't have much of a marketing budget.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah.
They don't have a marketing budget. They don't have the tools. I had several people come on the show, and they say, I always wanted to start a podcast, but I didn't know how or didn't know what to do. And I'm like, that's why I started this show.
Right.
To get people on and give them the tools and resources they wouldn't have to go get by themselves.
So I will tell you, if I didn't have Richard, me having a legal podcast would be very problematic and difficult. The best part about this radio show is I've got somebody like Brian, who's the genius behind the production side of things, to where I can really focus on what I'm strong with, which is getting those guests. Man, the guests I have after you, the director of the Baton Rouge Gallery, good guy, Jason. It took me a long time to get to the point where I would know, hey, we need to get him on here to talk about the Surreal Salon Soiree, which is one of the best Baton Rouge events. It's coming up, Brian. You need to go, Brian. You need to go. You can play dress up.
When is it?
Well, we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
I don't want to tease it too much, but okay, what's on the horizon for this podcast show? What do we need to do? What can we do to get you out there a little bit more? What's on the horizon? Just keep doing it?
It's going to keep going, and we're going to keep climbing and keep finding guests.
Okay.
The best way to help out is to, if you know somebody, a business owner,
recommend them.
Say,
Right.
hey, check out the Patty G show, and contact them. And then just share the show.
Right.
We're still in that very, very early phase of growing it.
So that is kind of one of the reasons, like with a lot of my guests, like LATCO, one of the reasons I invite some of the people on here is I want people that wouldn't normally, like Jason's a big deal from Baton Rouge Gallery. Everybody knows Jason. But I want, and I mean this is no slight to you, like I want people to discover new things.
Right.
And maybe they weren't tuned into the Patty G Show, but maybe now they'll go to the Patty-G Show on social media, Facebook. Speaking of which, how do they connect up with you?
They can connect with me on any platform except TikTok right now.
I don't even know what TikTok is. So
I'm
It's
on
like
TikTok.
Vine.
you're on TikTok?
I got on TikTok. Yeah, I'm learning it too.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
So
Sounds
if he's
good.
on, you've got to be on.
So if I want to, so I'm a social media guy. I'm a
Okay.
Facebook guy. So I can go to the Patty G Show page, and
Right.
then I can find the podcast from there because you Facebook Live it too, right?
Some episodes I do.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
So the best way to find it is either through the Instagram, which is at the Patty G Show, Twitter at the Patty G Show, Facebook.com/the Patty G Show, and from there I have a Linktree link that actually has every place you can listen to the podcast, which is 12 different platforms.
12 different platforms.
Or you can just tell your smart device, Alexa, play
Alexa,
the
that's a
Patty
new
G
thing.
Show podcast.
That's a new thing,
and
man.
it works.
You can tell Alexa, listen to the Legally Unfiltered show, and it actually will cue you up. I didn't do that. That was Richard. I didn't do that. So, all right. So, how much time have we got left, Brian? Because I want to get into some. We got 4 minutes. I want to talk about some of the fundamentals of podcasting. One of the
Yes.
major things we've done, and we did it with the Morning Exiles, and I want to do it with you, is I want to give people the opportunity to learn how to better podcast. And if they have this idea, what can they leverage in terms of equipment, in terms of ideas? So, what do you need? If you were giving somebody advice on how to start a podcast, which is not a competitive podcast,
Right.
but just they're trying to get their message out. Brian wants to do a sports podcast.
Okay.
How would Brian do that? Assuming he wasn't a radio, ninja.
First off, I would say no excuses. You've got a phone. Grab your voice memos, press record, and then once
Okay.
you finish recording, upload it to a free platform. I use Anchor.fm.
Okay.
And from there, they will get you on every distribution source. So TuneIn, Stitcher, iTunes, iHeartRadio, you name it. They'll distribute your podcast for you.
Okay.
Now, once you get past the voice memos stage and you can start getting more equipment,
Like a microphone.
like a microphone, start out with a basic mic and a basic mixer from Amazon.
If you had to, and look, for Christmas, I'm getting a microphone for my iPhone
Okay.
that Richard has that we do Facebook Live episodes on, and that's only a couple $100.
Right.
Price point wise for starting out, what would you say you need in terms of budget?
In
If you
terms-
just wanted to do a minimal, like beyond voice memo, but not necessarily radio quality microphones.
I would say you could get away with $150 whole setup.
Oh, cool.
I'm talking. That's because that's the setup I use.
Okay.
Now there's a big learning curve because you have to mix it to make the low quality mics sound better.
Right.
But once you spend several hours learning, you can get some really great audio.
Did you have a background in audio editing before you started this?
I did not.
Okay, so you were learning as you go.
So the only background I had was a DJ business back in high school and through college.
Brian's a DJ occasionally. Like turntable or DJ or more?
Well, it's MP3s, but yes,
Okay.
the same. A mobile DJ.
I'm
yes.
sorry.
Yeah.
In my mind's eye, I saw you like scratching and like
Yeah, like
Dr.
Martin
Dre-
Lawrence and House Party.
Yeah. No, now I guess it's just play. That's kind of disappointing. Kidding.
Right.
Kidding.
Believe it or not, it's actually gone back to where there's more of a digital turntable now.
I
So
got
there's
you.
a
I
lot
got
more.
you.
Yeah.
Maybe I just missed the turntable. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, so
Yeah.
you were a DJ back in the day.
Right.
Sorry,
right.
I saw a squirrel. I couldn't leave it alone.
That's all good.
So you were a DJ back in the day. So you
Yes.
at least knew equipment, you knew that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Do you need a website to start a podcast?
You don't, although it's highly advised.
Okay.
And WordPress, you can make a free website.
Right.
So it's very.
I know. Trust me, I know. Go Rouge.net.
It's you can get started for little to no money
Right.
with a podcast.
Right.
And that was kind of what pushed me in the direction was, okay, there's no excuses except me actually sitting down and doing the show.
So I'm going to make a high suggestion. I believe, and when I started doing this, that was when Facebook Live kind of just started.
Right.
And everybody was like, man, why are you doing Facebook Live when you're doing your podcast? And I've told people having the digital video connects people in a way. So I can't tell you, Richard can tell you, I can't tell you how many listeners we have on Legally Unfiltered. We know people are listening.
Right.
We've gotten reviews, we get feedback, but I couldn't tell you if it's thousands, tens of thousands, or whatever. On Facebook Live, I can tell you how many people have at least watched for 15 seconds, which may seem a little weird, but dude, when you have like 2,000 views and other videos are like 235, you at least know that you're getting more traction.
Right.
So look, Patrick, we're running out of time. again, if they want to get in touch with you, best place to do it is where?
Best place to get in touch with me is either through Instagram at The Patty G Show, no dashes, no spaces,
Right.
or Facebook.com/The Patty G Show. Both of those are easy to access and easy to communicate with me on.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you coming in. I've got a hat for you that I'm going to bring you tonight. That last hat's actually for Jason. I miscalculated. Dude, when LATCO came in, they took more hats than I thought they were going to take, which I'm happy that they took the hats. So I'll bring you a hat tonight. I'll
Perfect.
see you tonight for your show, man. Thank
Absolutely.
you. And look, Patty G Show, definitely want to check it out. And if you're an entrepreneur out there, you need to reach out to him and talk to this guy. He's doing some great stuff. All right, man.
Thank you for letting me on the show.
All right. So next up we have, speaking of hidden gems, Brian, Baton Rouge Gallery. Let's talk Baton Rouge Gallery. So I'm on the Baton Rouge Gallery board, although Jason may dispute that based on my lack of attendance. Although I provide legal services, so there is value in that, right?
Absolutely.
So I've got Jason, the executive director of the Baton Rouge Gallery. Hey, man, how's it going?
Great. How are you?
All right, so scooch on up. Got to need you into the microphone. So, look, I love the gallery, Brian. The Baton Rouge Gallery is one of the best spots in Baton Rouge, and I'm not just saying that because you're a guest. And while I have been a delinquent board member, it is a great venue. It is a great place to see art. I wanted to have you on today for a couple of different reasons, and we got 10 minutes to talk about whatever you want to.
Cool.
But you got something major coming up, right?
Yeah.
So tell Brian what Surreal Salon Soiree is.
Well, Brian, Surreal Salon is an exhibition that the gallery's been doing. We're going into our 12th year. It originally started as a one-night event. Really, the idea was, let's do something that is legitimately as artistically substantive as it is fun, and
Right.
give the arts community something to really get excited about, maybe bring in a younger crowd than what you would normally see at opening receptions or different events. And so we had this one-night event. The show itself was only open to Louisiana-based artists. And it was a costume party. We had 2 bands play, surrealist games that people could interact with, and we had no idea if it would work or not.
Oh, it worked.
I was still new to Louisiana, and I thought either people are going to show up in costume and be really into this, or people are going to think it's very lame and never show.
And in terms of the definition of surreal as it relates to costuming, as someone who's gone not in costume before,
Right.
It's a little bit of everything, right? You
Oh,
got
yeah.
steampunk, you
Yeah.
got Alice in Wonderland, you've got anything you might fit into the ball that is surreal.
Well, and that's part of what makes it great is that it makes it surreal, just the fact that there's so many different things juxtaposed next to each other.
Right.
So you don't have to necessarily carry the ball yourself within your costume by yourself.
Right.
But the group, the collective is what, we kind of think of it as you're taking a show that has about 60 pieces in it, and for that one night, you've got 600 pieces.
Right.
The show itself has focuses on pop surrealism and lowbrow art, the kind of thing you might see in Juxtaposed magazine or other publications like that. It's an art form or an art movement that is really big on the coast, especially both West Coast and East Coast, but not something we necessarily see a ton of here in Louisiana or even in the Midwest parts of the country. So that was one of the things that we wanted to do with Surreal Salon, was bring in this art that you don't normally see in this area. And then, like I said, give something to the arts community that they could get excited about and have a good time with and have a lot of fun with. And if you had told us that first night that we'd be doing this 12 years later, that Juxtaposed magazine would cover it every year, that we'd bring in legitimately some of the biggest names in pop surrealism to be a part of it, we would have laughed you out the door.
Well, you also have other things going on.
Sure.
One year y'all had virtual reality.
Oh, yeah.
You have music,
Mm-hmm.
you have food, you have booze.
Yep.
Wine and beer. So it is I love it because there is nothing like it in Baton Rouge. There's nothing like it I've ever seen. And it is just an incredibly, in terms of ROI, the tickets are how much?
$25.
Dude, that's
Yep.
a steal.
Yep.
When is this event coming up again?
January 25th. It's a Saturday night.
You do not want, listen, even look, the other thing about this is you guys are adaptive to where even, God forbid, bad weather comes, you can do certain things, and so rain doesn't cancel this thing. So
No, and it's we're going into our 12th year. We've had our run-ins with the weather.
I remember. Yes.
Yeah. 2 years ago, we had a situation where the weather was so bad that we literally last minute went and got about $5,000 worth of tents to cover the entire footprint of the event.
Right.
And even out to the street, because we know how much people put into these costumes and how much work they put in. We didn't want that to be just lost. So we literally tented from the gallery all the way to the street so that people could be dropped off
and then not get wet
and be dry the entire night.
So I would recommend, if you're going to this event, Uber over there.
Yep.
Parking's doable, but I tell people
Uber
over there. Trust me, you'll thank me later.
Right.
Have a blast. Mm-hmm. The art is actually for sale too, right? I mean, yeah. So, and by the way, when we're talking Baton Rouge Gallery, let's talk about this is. I was talking with Kenny before you got in here, Kenny Nguyen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to call the Baton Rouge Gallery best kept secret because I love it. I go there. I like to get art from there. I have my favorite artists from the gallery. They will remain nameless.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all do shows, a free show once a month on Wednesdays where you can come have food, music, wine.
Yep.
You can buy art. It's a gallery, so there actually is art all over. It is reasonably priced art.
Yep.
It's not, it's not something that will break the bank, although that's just debatable depending on who you're talking to.
Right.
My wife feels like any art that I purchase these days that's octopus related is too much. So yeah, it's free though. Y'all have educational programs there. On Sundays occasionally y'all have an artist come and talk. And, y'all are doing great things over there. And if you haven't gone to the Baton Rouge Gallery, guys, you really are missing out. Especially on the Wednesdays where it's free and you can connect with new people. I always tell people, to me, if you're single and you want to bring a date somewhere, bring a date to the Wednesday event and then go eat dinner afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect date.
Yep.
So Surreal Salon, Brian, you could go and get dressed up. You could go and get dressed up in a costume. No, not so much. No.
I'm down.
You seem like
Any
the
chance to
kind
get
of
out of the
guy.
It's $25 a ticket.
Dude, any chance to get out of the house,
Not sure it's a kid friendly.
No,
sure it's a kid
and that's
friendly
kind of
event.
where I'm at here.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. It's a safe environment. It's not like Spanish Town Ball. That's right. I just said it. It's not like Spanish Town Ball, but you have a lot of people in fun outfits.
Yeah.
If you don't have fun at Surreal Salon Soiree, that's kind of on you.
We can't help you there.
And again, I want to emphasize there is nothing else in Baton Rouge like this.
Yeah.
I mean, and we have some good art content.
No
We're going to be
question.
showcasing some other art directors in the future weeks after the holidays. But look, man, there is no question that this is an original event, that there's nothing else like it.
Mm-hmm.
Other events you guys have coming up besides Surreal Salon Soiree? Anything you want to chat about?
On Monday, the Monday that follows, one of the things that we do with Surreal Salon, kind of that education component, is the juror, the person who's hand selecting all the pieces for the show. We bring them in, and over the years, that's been big name artists, the co-founder of Juxtaposed Magazine. This year, it's an artist from LA named Dan Quintana. And he's going to be coming in for the event, the soiree, and then the Monday that follows at 5 o'clock, he'll be talking at the LSU School of Art for free. That's something that we do every year where we bring in the juror. They talk a little bit about their career, their work, pop surrealism in general, the show at Baton Rouge Gallery. But that's one of the best parts about us partnering with the LSU School of Art on this exhibition every year. Outside of that, or after that, we'll take down Surreal Salon and get into our monthly shows that we do every month. Normally 3 or 4 artists at a time. We've got 4 new artists who will be showing for the first time in 2020. And those first Wednesdays are the big
When
draw.
do movies and music on the lawn start?
That'll start up in May.
Dude,
Yep.
it's one of my favorite.
Yep.
You want to bring kiddies to a good event? Some of the movies are a little bit more adult-like in nature, but dude, by the way, one of the best event spaces I've ever thrown an event on or at is the Baton Rouge Gallery, the green space in the back.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, I dabble in events, large-scale events.
Really?
We did the Baton Rouge Brunch Fest at the Baton Rouge Gallery. It's a tremendously good event space. Look, man, I am excited about everything you guys are doing, and I know I'm a poopy board member, but that being
the technical term.
Yeah. Like not a great board member, but that being said, I do provide legal services for the board. So
Having a telephone number we can call when things come up.
And y'all mostly listen when I'm like, please don't do what you're about to do. Y'all listen. Not that there's a lot of legal issues, by the way. Not a
No.
lot of illegal issues that go with that. But let's talk, since we have a little bit of time left, let's talk about how someone like me who needs to pay his dues could become a member of the Baton Rouge Gallery. If I wanted to become a member, and what are the benefits of being a member?
So the easiest thing to do is to go to batonrougegallery.org. From there, you can become a member. You can make a donation. You can look at art that's available for purchase from more than 60 local artists. And I say local, meaning the state. There's certainly, I want to say the gallery's about 85 to 90% Baton Rouge based, but there are some who are from throughout the state. So that's the easiest way to do it. You can pay with a card. You can mail in a check. Drop us a voicemail. We'll come and pick up your check.
Y'all are very proactive about it.
We're ready for greater support.
But once you become a member, there are some inherent benefits that come with that, depending on which level of membership you are, right?
Sure. Well, one of the favorites is the Movies and Music on the Lawn program, because our members get in absolutely free throughout the year. That's normally the program is $7 per person. When you get there, it's free popcorn the entire night, but members come absolutely free of charge. You come with a picnic blanket or a lawn chair, and you're ready to go for the night. Other things include free tickets to Kinetics, our annual art auction in November.
Which is a fantastic event as well.
We just had our biggest one yet. We had raised over $60,000 for the gallery and for local artists. And then there's other, Baton Rouge Gallery swag like T-shirts and
the swag is nice,
and art books, you name it.
Wine glasses that you can get refilled.
Oh, that's it.
I
didn't even mention that one. At when you come to the first Wednesdays, our members drink out of very nice wine glasses, and now we've actually got a kegerator, so we just serve draft beer.
Kegerator.
And so there's BRG member pint glasses as well.
So in the 30 seconds we have left, Jason, one more time, where do we get information about all the great things?
BatonRougeGallery.org.
BatonRougeGallery.org.
Facebook, Instagram as well, but BatonRougeGallery.org.
So we have a hat for you over there from Geaux Rouge. I don't know if you wear hats or not.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I know you wear hats. So that's about it for this episode, Brian. Brian, this is going to be our last episode of 2019. We're going to jump back in full saddle.
Yes.
January 6th on
4th.
I have to look. Yeah, I have to look. I think. Well, we record on Tuesdays, but ultimately we play the show on Saturdays at noon. So we're going to jump back in 2020. Man, I'm so excited about 2020. I'm so excited about what we have going on with the Geaux Rouge show.
The first Saturday in January is the 4th.
Okay, well, that works too.
Yeah.
So we're going to record actually before that. So I need to find a show together before. So we're technically recording the week of New Year's Eve. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, let's work that out later.
Yeah. All right, brother.
No, work it out on air.
No, it's no. We probably actually will air the first week of the first Saturday of January, so not the 4th. Anyways, that's it. Franz Borghardt, Jason from the gallery, Brian Haldane behind Master Control. You guys have a Merry Christmas, and we'll catch you after the New Year.